12 months ago, Many Clouds was the Hennessy hero at Newbury for Lambourne trainer Oliver Sherwood. Fast forward a year, here I am, in Lambourne at the top of Mandown Gallop. It's a beautiful morning as well, and Many Clouds leads the string as they head past us. Of those horses we've just seen go past, we're going to catch up with them down at the yard in a minute. Apart from Many Clouds, who runs at Aintree next week, which one are you most excited about? Which one gets the blood pumping in the morning?
Two fillies I've got, which are really nice. The Organist who won at Huntsville the other day, a horse called Sergei de Berlin. I think they're two really nice fillies. I got one other horse, another filly called Legend Lady, who actually runs it. Well, she's just had a little wind off, she discovered that she's still pretty good. But the Organist would be the one out of all that, which I'm really excited about.
You think she might be the best mare you've ever trained?
That's a big word to say that, Nick. She's potentially could be the best I've trained, yes, definitely.
Sorry, can I just see the opening link, please, as well, of the titles? You could just say beautiful scenes up on the Lambourne Gallops. We're back here at Newbury, and with Richard Osgood to get the all-important going today after a chilly morning.
On a single, George. So we'll start on a single of you, Towns.
5 minutes to on air, 5 minutes.
They are a hand-picked team. I pick the people that I want to work with, and they are the best people in the business. They're the best people to work on the horse racing that I've worked with since I've been directing for 20 years next year. So they are a team that actually the cameramen and the sound technicians, the technical people, I know them all personally to talk to, and you know, this is a well-oiled machine. We turn up week in and week out to do racing, and we have one rig day, and literally on the Saturday for that one day we have to switch on and make it all work. So we've had a technical day to set up, and those people will go out and film trainers, jockeys' faces, and walking horses back, as Adrian Cam, my Steadicam operator, who's been with me for those 20 years, you know, his strength, just physically doing that job is amazing, and his knowledge of everybody and everyone knowing him, I think it helps, and I would not want to turn up with a different team each week. I have the same PA, the same vision mixer, the graphics people, the VT coordinators, EVS operators, cameramen, soundmen. You name it, engineering, they're pretty much...
Lucky you, that's pretty rare in TV.
That's why you make yourself the best. Just surround yourself with the best.
AP, it's Denise. Morning, do you hear me okay? Rishi, I think we should rehearse your walk outside. So,
Wouldn't know you had a race yesterday.
right, is Adrian on camera 3? I think what we'll do is we'll get Adrian on camera 3. Will you get Rishi? He's going to get up, walk outside, and off the break and cue.
Welcome back to the morning run. I'm going to leave the guys in the studio here. I'll be back in a minute, but I'm going to head outside where I'm going to meet Tanya and Jeff to talk about one of the major topics that has shrouded the sport over the last week or so. It is about the bookmakers and the BHA, the Racecourse Association, and the Horses Group. And at the moment, they're at loggerheads about how much levy is being paid for offshore betting. And that's what we're trying to find out. And this has affected the sport significantly over the last few weeks. Sponsors are pulling out. We know that at the moment, Betfred
might have to pick up the pace a bit. Thank you very much.
We'll have to walk a little bit quicker, I think. Tanya, Jeff, Tanya, Jeff here alongside me.
They need to be by the rail.
Okay,
stay by the rail.
Tanya, first of all, what is the major issue between the bookmakers and racing?
That'll work.
The major issue, I should think, is the manner that they were told and that they ought to be authorised betting
That'll work, thank you.
Okay. That's all right. Just have to walk a little.
Yeah, I think you just need to pick up the pace a bit. Three years ago when we took on this contract, you know, big thing for me was to have an opportunity to do the live uplinks at the yards and for people to see a yard at work in the cold light of day or a cold morning like we've had today, and you know, just the exposure for people to see that, you know, to see not just the trainer, not just the horses, but to talk to all the staff that, you know, work relentlessly in whatever the weather conditions, from, you know, 6:30 in the morning, you know, through till...
Too often are the forgotten people.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, to me, I'd love to do a show like that every week. AP, it's Sophie. Can you hear me okay? Yeah? Cool.
Well, another incident that shows just how difficult it can be for jockeys sometimes involved Robbie Power and Brian Cooper at Garum Park recently. Brian Cooper took a fall, his horse, I think his legs took out Robbie Power's horse, and they both went down, and Robbie Power's legs got caught up in the irons.
That's the one yesterday, isn't it? Yeah. I thought it was Kerry Lee's.
The other one's legs away.
Bruce Blanc.
I mean, the problem was he actually both fell independently, yeah?
I thought Cooper's horse's legs.
Caught his.
He broke the leg, didn't he?
Oh, can we see it again, please?
Just see the fall again, please.
Because, you know, we can get to Thursday evening and I still haven't got a guest. So, you know, it's an hour-long show, but it takes a week to set up.
So he had
watch
no.
his legs.
Why was he so talented?
It's taking his back legs out.
Maybe the back legs maybe got him, did it? Maybe.
Yeah, it looked like the back legs took him out.
But it just shows you, like, how he would never have got
He
free.
would never have got free. He had about 5 people.
Yeah, his back
Serious
legs took him
escape,
out.
isn't it?
See, the problem was the problem how he got, he somersaulted. Yeah, and that's why his leg was obviously still in the arm when he got caught.
Right, everybody, we're going live.
15 on air, 14, 13,
Well done,
12,
Tony.
11, VTA roll, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 to on air, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, on air.
Okay, right now, good luck, everybody. Right, we're live.
We are on air now, Katie.
Callers, I think. So they've got to send us.
Dubai sponsors Channel 4 Racing.
12 months ago, Many
30 to
Clouds
Studio
was the
30.
Hennessy hero at Newbury for Lambourne trainer Oliver Sherwood. Fast forward a year, here I am in Lambourne at the top of Mandown Gallop. It's a beautiful morning as well, and Many Clouds leads the string as they head past us on what promises to be
50.
a terrific morning here in the company of one of the most engaging trainers in the country, the Hennessy and Grand National winning trainer Oliver Sherwood. Looking forward to a fabulous hour with you here, and of course 17 miles in that direction is where we are going to try and find the winner of this afternoon's Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup in the company of Rishi Prasad.
We will do our very best, Nick. Welcome to Newbury, where we'll be looking ahead to the Hennessy, as well as the best of the action from Newcastle, the company of Emma Spencer, Nick Fitzgerald and AP McCoy.
I mean, I'd like to say I've been directing it a long time, and I think our coverage of racing is the best in the world. I think the technology, the high definition cameras, the high motion cameras. I mean, we first introduced the high motion camera, which was a radio linked high motion, which meant the camera operator can be in 5 different places. We can be down at the last fence, he can be there for the pull-up, he can be in the winner's enclosure. Those images of seeing horses jumping fences, or seeing that in, you know, one of the most iconic shots from the Derby was Frankie Dettori leaping off Golden Horn, and that in high motion, it just looked as though he was flying. And they're breathtaking shots. I mean, I feel so proud of our coverage since I've been at IMG, because being able to be given the encouragement of being able to given a budget by the channel to say go out and find new innovations. Channel 4 continually want new innovations.
And they throw money at it.
They've thrown money at it, a lot of money, and we have, you know, the Grand National, a wire camera that crosses the course, horses going underneath it in the Grand National. You know, the jockey camera, which was on Many Clouds jockey Leighton, winning the race. There's so many innovations. We had a high motion tracking camera that could see the horses jumping the Grand National fences in high motion. I mean, it's taken, the leap is, where do we go next? How do we make it even better? And for me, it's sort of like at its best, it's reached that peak, and I just think, what can we do next?
There seems like a really good sort of happy atmosphere in the team as well.
Yeah, they're good luck. We have a good advantage.
10, 9, 8, 7,
I'm a great
6,
believer if you have happy lads, you have happy horses.
4,
Well, we're going to head down to the
3,
yard and see the happy lads,
2,
hopefully, and the happy
1.
horses back with us in a minute.
0.
And the access, being given the access to areas like jockeys' rooms,
Yeah, great.
for the St Leger, I mean that was a fantastic day. To get those shots of the two jockeys waiting to hear they won the St Leger, I mean that was
amazing television.
That's amazing television. Seeing the fact that Andrea Azzini was he was absolutely gutted that he'd lost. I think sometimes, yes, you get criticised for pointing a camera into their privacy, which I accept that, but on the other hand, it shows they care. From our point of view, it is television gold dust, it shows they care, it shows the viewer, and I think we got more sort of people off the back of that saying, wow, that was amazing television, I've never seen that, and you know, it's never going to probably happen again, but the access is special.
But we are going to take a break here on the morning line. When we come back, we'll be focusing on the Hennessy. We'll see you in a few minutes.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We went through a process of, you know, trying to find the good combination, the good mix, the mix that, you know, people say that, you know, it's not as funny as it used to be. Well, I used to produce the Morning Line for 3 years before IMG took the contract, and, you know, I don't remember it being a
barrel of laughs
every week.
No.
Of course you get those shows, and it's with any sport, you know, some days you just get the right combination and it clicks.
Chat about what's happening with the bookmakers and racing. The BHA, the Racecourse Association and the Horsemen's Group are currently at loggerheads with the bookmakers with regards to authorised betting partners and who's allowed to sponsor. It's to do with offshore levy, and at the moment there are only 3 bookmakers who are ABP stated. Who's playing the more dangerous game, the bookmakers?
Racing. I believe that, like 10 years ago, 105 was the levy yield. My maths don't work out. It's predicted to be in everybody's 50. Even adding the 30 million is 83. There's 22 million less. Someone's not doing it.
Racing needs to up its game in the way that other sports have. If it does, then it will be the winner.
This is a situation and an issue that is going to run and run for a very long time. I'm sure we'll be talking about it in the coming months. But for the moment, we're heading back to Lambourne to rejoin Nick. Thank you, Richie. Clear.
Was that, why is it any good?
See, I can do that.
Please do.
It's not easy. You know, people think that, you know, you come and sit on this sofa and it's easy to be natural. And it doesn't matter how much I can say to people, you know, be this, be that, be yourself, you know. As soon as you sit in front of 3 cameras and it's live, it's really nerve-wracking.
Emma's gone for Wicklow Brave Whisper, Fitzy's gone for C. Separate and the Young Master up gone for Whisper and Virac. And Tanya's gone for Identity Thief and the Young Master. We're going back for the final time to Oliver Sherwood Stable and Nick.
0.
So 2 runners at Newbury for Oliver this afternoon. Morning Reggie is the grey to my left here. We can just pick him up. There he is with CJ, who you'll remember looking after many clouds. And on my right is Daisy, and Daisy is with Deputy Dan, who runs in the long distance hurdle this afternoon, and they're going to get on the box now. You give yourself plenty of...
We're already planning Grand National stuff.
Well, now
Yeah.
I'm sat here with you at the end of November, Hennessy Day, and you're thinking Grand National.
Grand National, Cheltenham Openers. You have to get that far ahead.
We will see you later at 1 o'clock for the Hennessy.
0.
Bye-bye.
They roll.
Woo! Well done, everyone. Good show. Thank you. Great stuff. Well done.
15 to offset.
Channel 4 Racing, sponsored by Design.
2, 1, 0.
Good stuff. Good show. Well done, everybody.
Excellent show.
Really good programme.
Thanks, Linda. Take care.
Everybody.
Speak to you later.
Come and enjoy a bacon butty.